English Vocabulary, Lesson 11. Part 2. Topic: Father's Day. Language focus. Phrases with the verb make. Phrases with make. Set 3. Do you know these phrases? Make an effort. Make a name for yourself. Make a difference. Make time. As I did earlier, I'll explain each phrase briefly. Make an effort. You can also make the effort to do something.
To make an effort is to try to do something.
Example: Dan had never used a computer, but with his son's help he made the effort to learn. Make a name for yourself.
To make a name for yourself is to be well known for something. You create a good reputation.
Example: My uncle has made a name for himself as one of the best lawyers in the city. Make a difference. Also, make a difference in something and makes no difference to someone.
If you can make a difference, you can change things. To make a difference is to affect things. So if we say that something doesn't make a difference, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything.
Examples: 1. Tony wants to make a difference in his town, so he's going to enter politics. 2. You can leave now or later. It makes no difference to me. Make time to do something. Also, make time for someone and make time for something.
When you make time for something, you're finding the time. You can make time for something or make time to do something.
Example: When I was in high school, my dad told me to make time for sports. He said that playing a sport was great for two things: strong health and good friends. Exercise 3. Decide if the statement is true or false. 1. Movie stars have made a name for themselves. This is true. 2. A person who never calls or visits family is making the effort to remain close to them. This is false. Such a person is not trying. 3. To do well in school, you should make time to study. This is true. 4. If my actions make a big difference to you, then whatever I do can affect you greatly. This is true. Exercise 4. Listen as I talk about my father. All 12 phrases will be used.
My father was born in the Philippines. He lived through World War II as a boy. He saw violence with his own eyes, and he and his family learned to make do with what they had when forced to go into hiding. To this day, he makes a point of never wasting things, from food to electricity. My father also made up his mind at an early age not to waste life, but to make the most of it. He wanted to make something of himself, and he worked hard to become a doctor. He made plans to finish his studies in the United States and then return to the Philippines, but soon after his arrival here, he made the acquaintance of a young American nurse and fell in love with her. The woman was my mother. After getting married, my father began to make a life for himself in America. He became a successful doctor and a father of 4. My brothers and I grew up hearing stories about the war, and from them we learned lessons of survival.
Never stop making an effort was the message we got.
We were taught to be strong even when we feel at our weakest. None of us went into medicine, but all 4 of us are following our passions. I know from my father's example that what is more important than making a name for yourself is making a difference in other people's lives. Make time to care. Make time to give something back to the world instead of trying to find something to take from it. I thank my father for giving me these values.
Exercise 5. Now it's your turn. Think about your own father or a father-like figure in your life. Answer the following questions. Study tip. If you are studying with a partner, take turns asking the questions. If you're studying alone, write your answers. 1. Is your father someone who can easily make up his mind? Model. Yes, my dad can quickly make up his mind, except at restaurants. He needs time to read a menu. So try to answer with complete sentences and use the phrases in your answers. 2. Does your father make the most of his free time? What are his hobbies? 3. Do you know if your father ever made plans to do something special that he has yet to do? If so, do you think he'll make time to do this in the future? 4. Has your father ever made a point of telling you not to do something? Explain. 5. Do you know at what age your father started working? Got married? When did he start making a life for himself? 6. If your father were lost for a couple of days in a forest, would he easily make do? Would he make the effort to hunt for food? 7. Has your father made a name for himself, either in his profession or in your community? In your opinion, has he made something of himself? 8. How did your father make your mother's acquaintance? 9. Do you talk to your father about important decisions? Do his opinions make a difference?
That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Happy studies. To my own father and to all the fathers watching, Happy Father's Day.